Welcome to the deep dive. We're tackling writing and communication today, and we've got a really interesting source for this deep dive. It's actually a CSET study guide.
Like the ones future teachers use.
Exactly.
It's amazing what we can learn from how teachers approach those really fundamental skills.
Seriously. And get this.
What?
This guide dives into how children learn to write.
Okay.
Did you know there are actual stages to it?
I don't think so.
It's like a little roadmap that our brains follow.
That's interesting.
And that even kids who seem quiet might already understand hundreds of words.
Wow.
We're going to unpack all of that.
Okay.
Plus, we'll explore how body language can seriously make or break our message.
I'm intrigued.
Get ready for some aha moments.
So how do kids learn to write?
Well, it's actually pretty fascinating. You know, when you think about the coordination involved, the fine motor skills,
Right.
it's quite complex when you really break it down.
It is.
It's like when we were learning the alphabet,
Huh.
each letter was a brand new puzzle piece.
That's a great way to put it.
And this study guide,
Yeah.
it outlines those stages that kids go through.
Like what?
So they start with this thing called the logographic stage.
Okay.
Have you ever seen a kid use a big M for McDonald's?
Oh, yeah, that's so cute.
That's them recognizing symbols.
Makes you wonder if that's why visual aids work so well for learners.
Oh, that's a great point.
Maybe we're tapping into that early connection between symbols and meaning.
I think so.
It's really cool.
And from there, they move into this phonetic stage.
Yeah.
And this is where they try to match sounds to letters. You know, you might see cis-T for cat.
I can see that.
Essentially, they're just decoding the rules of language.
It's amazing.
So how do we, as non-teachers,
Yeah.
but hopefully competent communicators, how do we encourage this in the kids around us?
That is a good question.
I think it's important.
Well, the guide highlights spelling instruction.
Now spelling.
Yeah, and they really stress its importance, particularly for those in grades 4 through 6.
But they must have ways to make it fun, right?
They do. They have some really surprising methods that, honestly, are useful for anyone.
Like what?
Well, for instance, they talk about using mnemonics to remember those tricky words.
Mm-hmm.
You know, think the principal is your pal.
That's a good one.
Right. Or exploring the origins of easily confused words.
Oh, like there, and there.
Exactly. And suddenly it clicks because you understand the why behind the confusion.
Oh, I wish someone had explained it like that to me growing up.
Me too. It definitely beats memorizing lists.
And it sounds like they encourage making it interactive, too.
Oh, absolutely. Think crossword puzzles, word games, anything to keep it engaging and fresh.
That's awesome.
So it's less about drilling those lists and more about fostering, a deeper grasp of the language itself.
So it's all about understanding the why,
But the process.
the building blocks.
It's like we're demystifying writing.
and making it feel more approachable.
Exactly.
Yeah, I like that.
And this study guide doesn't stop there.
Oh, there's more.
Oh, yeah.
Tell me.
They dive into those different types of writing,
Mm-hmm.
each with its own structure and purpose.
So from essays to
Essays?
dare I ask, email.
Emails.
Because let's be real, those can be a minefield.
They cover it all. Essays, reports, even arguments.
Really?
Like how to build a solid case with evidence and counter-arguments.
Wow.
These are skills that honestly go way beyond just the classroom.
It's like having a communication toolbox, right?
Exactly.
You know the right tool for the job.
And that leads us to what I find the most fascinating.
Okay, what's that?
The idea that communication isn't just about the words we say,
Right.
but how we say them.
I'm listening.
This study guide really emphasizes the power of nonverbal communication.
Okay, lay it on me.
All right, get this. Research suggests that a whopping 93% of communication is nonverbal.
93%.
93%.
Oh.
So even if you have the perfect words,
Right.
your body language could be sending a completely different message.
Whoa, that's mind-blowing.
Isn't it?
So even if I'm giving a killer presentation,
Yeah.
my slouching could be totally undermining my message.
You got it. Things like eye contact, tone of voice, posture,
Mm-hmm.
they all played a huge role in how our message is perceived.
Okay, I am officially rethinking how I communicate,
Good.
both at work and in my personal life.
It's a whole new layer, isn't it?
This is a whole new layer of communication I haven't been paying enough attention to.
We often overlook it, but it's incredibly powerful.
So give me the highlights. What are some key takeaways from this nonverbal communication deep dive?
Well, for starters, they talk about how teachers can use gestures to reinforce those verbal messages.
Okay.
For example, if you're teaching about the planets,
Mm-hmm.
you might use your hands to show their relative sizes.
Oh, that makes sense.
It makes the information more engaging and memorable.
Visuals always help me understand things better.
Right. And there's eye contact.
Mm-hmm.
It's crucial for building that rapport with students
Yeah.
and managing, classroom behavior.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Sometimes the look can speak volumes.
I've definitely gotten the look a few times in my life.
And then don't underestimate the power of tone of voice and facial expressions.
Right.
A friendly tone, paired with a genuine smile, can create a welcoming atmosphere,
Yeah.
which is essential for learning and engagement.
This is making me reevaluate my own communication style.
Mm-hmm.
Am I conveying the right message with my body language?
Right.
Am I making eye contact? Am I using gestures effectively?
Are you projecting a positive tone?
It's a lot to think about.
It is, but it's a skill you can develop
Okay.
with practice.
That's good.
The more aware you are of your own nonverbal cues, the more effectively you can communicate.
It's good advice.
And this awareness extends to how others communicate with us, too.
Yeah, that's true.
Communication is a two-way street.
It's not just about me sending a clear message.
Right.
It's also about being receptive to how others are communicating back to me,
Exactly.
even if their style is different from my own.
And that brings us to another important topic the study guide covers.
Ooh, what's that?
Dialects.
Dialects. Okay. I feel like this can be a tricky subject.
It can be, but this guide handles it thoughtfully.
Okay.
They define a dialect as a variation of a language specific to a particular region or social group.
Oh, okay.
So think about how someone from Boston might say wicked instead of very.
Right, or like how different generations use slang.
Yes, it's all part of the richness of language.
Yeah.
They also emphasize that everyone has their own unique way of speaking,
Mm-hmm.
called an idiolect.
Okay.
It's like a fingerprint.
Wow.
No two are exactly alike.
That's really interesting.
So it's not about judging someone's intelligence or education based on how they speak.
Right.
It's about recognizing and respecting that linguistic diversity.
I agree, and that can be challenging,
It can.
especially in a classroom setting where you have students coming from all these diverse backgrounds.
Exactly. And the study guide acknowledges those challenges.
Okay.
They point out that those dialect differences
Mm-hmm.
can sometimes lead to misunderstandings or even impact how a speaker's credibility is perceived.
It's true.
It's unfortunate, but certain dialects might be unfairly associated with negative stereotypes.
Yeah, and that's why it's so important to be aware of our own biases
Yeah.
and make sure we're judging the message.
Not the messenger.
Exactly.
And that's where cultural competence comes in.
Okay.
It's about being sensitive to those different communication styles
Right.
and creating an environment where everyone feels respected and valued,
Mm.
regardless of their dialect.
I love how this study guide emphasizes inclusion and respect.
Me too.
It's a reminder that communication isn't just about getting our point across.
Right.
It's also about understanding and appreciating those different perspectives.
Well said. And it all circles back to communication being a two-way street.
We need to express ourselves clearly, but also be receptive to how others communicate back to us.
Even if their dialect or style is different from our own.
This is a lot to take in,
I know.
but in the best way possible.
Yeah,
It's like I'm suddenly seeing communication with fresh eyes.
I love those aha moments.
I'm definitely having a few, and I feel like we've covered a lot of ground already.
Yeah.
From the building blocks of writing to
Right.
the complexities of nonverbal communication.
And the importance of respecting those diverse dialects.
It's been quite a journey so far.
But we're not done yet.
Oh, there's more.
Oh yeah. Next time we'll delve into the art of adapting our communication style to different situations. And we'll explore those techniques for engaging in collaborative discussions. Stay tuned.
Okay, I'm hooked.